The clock is ticking. Polls open for Wisconsin's historic recall elections in just a matter of hours.
I think the message that'll come out tomorrow, if we're able to prevail, is that you can take on the tough issues. You can do things that think more about the next generation.
And that we're going to have a very, very large voter turnout. And it's because people want to have a change. They want a governor who's going to unite the state.
Both gubernatorial candidates are taking advantage of the time left.
We have the latest As You Decide 2012 topping Fox 11 News at 9 tonight. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Governor Walker and Tom Barrett have been campaigning across the state today.
And state election officials going out on a limb and predicting that 65% of those who are eligible to vote will in fact vote tomorrow. That's with more than 206,000 absentee ballots already filled out or requested as of noon today. And overall projections for voter turnout more than double what the state saw for the primary last month. Fox 11's Ben Krumholtz has balanced coverage tonight of the last-minute push for votes that included one candidate stop in our area this evening.
You're a troublemaker. Yeah? You should be at work.
16 months after tens of thousands of protesters flooded the state capitol.
Recall Walker!
And 6 months since governor recall petitions started to circulate. The culmination of the state's political divide is about to come to a head at the polls.
For me, this has always been about Wisconsin values.
I think most people in this state want to move on.
Each candidate had a schedule filled with campaign stops on the final day before the recall election. Governor Scott Walker started his day in Fitchburg. He followed with trips to West Salem, Eau Claire, Stevens Point, Ashwaubenon, and Milwaukee. At the Green Bay Distillery in Ashwaubenon, Walker encouraged supporters to get out the vote.
You know, we're in the shadow of Lambeau Field. We can't spike the ball on the 10-yard line, right? We got to take it all the way into the end zone.
And I think people sense that there's something happening here, that there's a lot of momentum growing, and that we're going to have a very, very large voter turnout.
Tom Barrett had that to say while starting his pre-election day in La Crosse. From there, the Milwaukee mayor went to River Falls, Rhinelander, Portage, and Kenosha. Barrett says the large anticipated voter turnout isn't a surprise.
It's because people want to have a change. They want a governor who's going to unite the state. They're tired of all the stories about the criminal investigations. They're tired about having a governor who's more interested in being the rock star of the far right.
If my opponent's elected, you have the start of recall ping pong. Recalls will continue all throughout the state, sadly probably for years to come. I don't think anybody wants that.
If Walker wins, state rules prevent another recall from being launched against him for the remainder of his term.
Hello, how are you doing?
If Barrett wins, he could be recalled a year after taking office. Ben Krumholtz, Fox 11 News.